taking a look at how many stops those buses are made and potentially condensing down, you know, instead of stopping right at the homes of the high schoolers.
I'm sorry, Michelle, can I just jump in real quick?
Yeah.
Those are all great ideas, but I don't think any of that has any bearing on what we're going to do with this next week.
Well,
I mean, that's the contract process that we're going to have to negotiate.
No, I realize that, but we're looking at potential cost savings or whatever. So I'm just throwing out ideas of where we may, I don't know. I mean,
my only concern is I won't have
we won't have it for budget
for you as to what a potential new contract would save.
No, I agree, but that's just rolling off of what some of the others have echoed.
And those are definitely things that we're going to have to do. Mr. Harrison?
You have to think about those things, because I go back, 4 or 5 years before the neighborhood that we live in, it was incorporated into the town. And neighborhood is full of kids. Yep. And every morning, everybody drove all the way to the end to 177, and there was one bus stop for all those kids. There was one drop-off point for all those kids. It is something to think about, because it reduces it may not reduce the number of runs, or it's interesting to see how that happens. But I also notice now that we've been incorporated to the town that you've got a school bus that comes down the road and it picks up a group of middle school kids and goes another 150 feet and it stops and picks up another group of kids, because we're going door to door. And so, I mean, those are things to think about on how we go, and whether or not there's any real cost savings there is, open to debate. But
my only concern with that is you're still transporting the same number of students. The bus runs may be shorter, but once the bus is full, it's full. So you may see some savings in terms of how the contract gets structured if they do it on a per mile basis, because they won't have to travel a longer route. So you could conceivably see some savings by condensing the pickup points. But I think at the end of the day, you're still going to have to go to the same places and carry the same number of students.
I can recall last year, the year before, that when a new street was incorporated into the town, I don't know, I could be mistaken, gentlemen, but it was like $15,000 was mentioned at a meeting that, it's going to cost us more because we have another street to go down and pick up. And I thought that was strange a few years ago to hear that. I don't know if Dr. Galton was here at the time or not, but do any of you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Just by adding another street, it was about $15,000. So if we can, I mean, we had good neighborhood. I mean, you want to improve school climate, put the kids at a bus stop. Let them hang out together. They get their energy out. We enjoyed it at the end of the year, I'll tell you. We've been picked up on Shannon Drive and on Lighthouse, and it's not a big deal to drive down. If it's bad weather out, you're in your car, and I think we could have realized a lot of savings that way.
Yes, Tony, come on up.
Tony Tavares, kindergarten and second grader. My sense is that 2 years ago we were all excited. Change, everything was going to happen. Everything was going to happen for the good. And it just seems like in the last 2 years we've just been heading in the wrong direction. Not that we want to go in the wrong direction, but we're forcing ourselves to make these cuts. We're beating our heads against the wall. All these cuts have been. And we don't have the money. So where's the answer? I don't have the answer, but we need more money. We're talking about half of the town budget, no selectmen here. Okay, I know you guys have a lot of meetings and they've heard all this before, but they need to hear it from the public. We're going the wrong way. I love my kids being picked up at the end of the driveway. If I got to go to the end of the street, I'll do that. I'm not going to put my kid on a bus with a bunch of high schoolers.
No way.
I mean, it's bad enough now with the fourth graders. Given the option, I'd have 3 runs. Am I right? Sports, we killed them last year. Look at that. Look at the fiasco that got us into. We pay too much already, and we're all parents. We all, we're all dishing out money all the time for a lot of things that aren't in this budget. I don't know. We're going the wrong way. We need to turn around and start banging heads the other way. We need to get more money. That's what's going to help us.
I agree with you, Mr. Viveras. I think we are going the wrong way financially. I know the economy is bad and all that, but for an entity, a public school system that has to improve by law every year to reduce and reduce and reduce, it's not going to work. And the schools do need more money. Mr. Aronson.
Well, I agree with that as well, that we are headed, the climate is certainly pushing us in the wrong direction. But I guess one, I don't know if it's a challenge or what to the public, and especially parents. The past 2 years, we put up decent and good numbers, and we gathered steam, and we tried for an override. We failed. A lot of the support dissipated after that. You look at yesterday's election, something that we absolutely needed. Fortunately, we won 2-1 in that election, but there's a level of apathy in the community. You'll just give me the school. The schools will be okay. Everything will be fine. You got to get there and fight if you want something. It means you got to stay involved. It means you may lose, may get knocked in the chin. You have to get back up. And you got to keep fighting, because had it been, had we gone for something, bigger, had yesterday been an override for our operational budget, it may have been even the different one. And I hate to say it, as I go to the polling station, you take a look and you see the folks who voted. There were a lot of parents who did not vote yesterday. And so I think as a body, we fight for what we think we can do. And certainly next week when we go to the budget subcommittee, I'm still not convinced that going forward with level funded is where we need to go, regardless of what the budget subcommittee has looked at. I mean, Mr. Coughlin gave a briefing during winter vacation, and the total budget wasn't taking advantage of the total 2.5 increase to the levy limit. Now, I'm not sure if that's because they weren't taking into consideration snow and ice at the time or not, but I'll certainly find out next week. But I'm asking, and I implore you to tell your neighbors and your friends, you want better schools, you got to fight for them. It can't just be the 5 folks that sit around this table and your administrators and your teachers. It's going to take every last one of you, and then some.
Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Ginny Camisa. I have a daughter in first and a son that will be going into kindergarten next year. And I wanted to speak about the proposal to maybe make kindergarten half day. And I was wondering if we ever looked at the option to make kindergarten half day with the option to be full day if the parents wanted to pay for it. And if we did that, I believe they do that in Berkeley, Dighton area.
Rochester does too.
And if we did that, would we still be eligible for the $80,000 grant that we get for full day kindergarten?
Not for the $80,000. I don't believe we would be eligible for that grant.
We would be eligible for some money.
Yeah, but not for the
There
80.
is a place on the different conferences and workshops that I go to that actually have been cut, so now it's all online. You don't go to anything anymore. But there is a place for districts that charge tuition, but then the rate, the kids aren't in full-day kindergarten, and the grant is a full-day kindergarten grant. So it's, it would have to be just on that portion of the parents that take that initiative, but then they're paying tuition to do it, so it kind of is counterproductive.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.